marketing man. He's kind of like diversifying a little bit. But I thought he would be really interesting to talk to because he makes these really amazing films and he uses it from training his models and generating all these photos for training the models. So I thought that it would be something that you guys would be interested in to learn how to make really awesome movies from the pictures that we generate here on Ideogram. And so take it away, Space Logic. What have you got for us today?
Yeah, first, just put me like on a podium so high. I'm just gonna kind of step down a little bit here.
Ah, shut up.
No,
You are really cool, man.
to be honest, I'm a Gen X, old school stuff, and when the AI, advent last year started, just hitting the main stream, piqued my interest, and the first thing came to my mind was if I can make aliens, xenomorphs. That was my first ever thing I wanted to do. But anyways, so
Yeah.
now, long story short, I ran into Muse on Project Odyssey, and we both had submitted our entries. And I had an alien film in there, which I made in Euroframes. And my main thing for animation is the ammunition I need is great images. They have to be detailed, they have to be specific, because to train a video render model, you need good images actually depicting the actions you are going to call upon from the model. So that is real important for me. So the specific stuff that I have to make, it has to be very specific. So the past I would say about a week, 6 days, I've been using Ideogram, and I don't have words to actually, I'm in complete awe, and this is no joke, because I've literally used a lot of image generators and probably wasted my time doing so, but no, but so right now, I've been posting, some of the information about Ideogram, even in Euroframes, and I already have one of my co-creators from there, because when he saw the stuff I was making from it, and he was like, you know what, I'm coming.
Awesome.
So yeah, Big Chez, he's a big cyber metal. He makes pirate metal and all kinds of bluegrass metal videos
Right
and
on.
audio. Yeah, so he likes to make these virtual, the AI avatar bands in his music videos. So he's very specific about that stuff too. So we do have a lot of people like that in Euroframes, and our ammunition is images. We need good images.
Saint,
Yes.
could you maybe share your the link to your pinned page for Ideogram
Yes.
in the chat?
So that people can see what you're capable of.
You want? Okay, hold on. Let me kind of go to my public page. Yeah, there we go. All right. So I'm share screen now.
Do you have a link as well, Saint,
Yes,
to your?
I will put that in chat.
Thank you.
Okay, here's the chat. All right.
All right, thank you.
So I'm just gonna scroll down here, and this was kind of like I was working on a Lovecraft, and this is basically when I listened to Muse, and she's like, just go and try. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it my honest.
I'm
shot.
only your third follower. Wow.
So I've only been on here for about 6-7 days, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So, and so I made these two when with the free credits.
He literally subbed the first day.
By when I saw this one right here, and I'll tell you why this specific image made me switch. Like, it was this one actually right here. Right away, it was. I've never seen a clean image like that. like I've used Mid Journey. You would think Mid Journey's got a lot of cool looking stuff, but there's a specific stuff after you make render models, train models. You know what throws the AI off when you're trying to prompt in a video render. It's a whole different beast. And when I looked at that, and I was like, all right, we're done. We're just subbing right now. So, and so this is like beautiful right here. I mean, I cannot get anything this clean in Midjourney. Right off the bat, and yeah, so yeah, you can see like some of the He-Man. So this was kind of like me working on my Lovecraft video I recently put out. It's a whole narrative story. And so yeah, this is basically all the frames. A lot of these images went into making that custom render. So you can see.
And let me
like,
ask you something.
yeah, go
So,
ahead.
do you actually plan out your movie? Like, for example, do you plan out like the stages of your movie, and you say, okay, I need these kinds of images specifically to create my model in order to
Yeah,
render the movie?
yeah.
Okay.
So like, because I write my own stories, even though I'm using the AI to make coherent sentences, but I do the rough draft myself. Yeah. So then then you have. Right now, I've been using Claude because Claude is really good at picking out key points in a story, and
Mhm.
highlighting them. So I use Claude to separate all the key frames out, and then I just created prompts for that. To this this part right here, actually, I can. I just want to show like this right here was really interesting. You'll see like this scene, we're in it. So I'm just gonna pull real quick on my YouTube. I just want to show you that specific video. So, yeah, right here. Let me just pull that. I don't know if it's sharing this. Is it? Yeah, it is. All
Yes.
right, I'm just gonna go. Yeah. So this is
That
you'll
seemed to be
see.
the only color in this colorless world.
Right.
Urgency, 1820, his
Yeah.
fractured mind supplied, though he couldn't fathom why he was so certain. The scene
So
unfolded
these are
with a
animated
dreamlike quality,
ideogram images,
familiar,
all of them.
yet
All of them.
impossibly distant.
All of them. Wow.
Then, a device, sleek, anachronistic, wrapped around the figure's wrist.
Especially you'll see the
A single
images I
touch.
was showing you, like right here, this one, and when it switches to.
And reality itself seemed to tear, a crimson gash in the fabric of the world. The
Wow.
cloaked man stepped through, the baby cradled against his chest.
No, he's
and
using
emerged.
1.0.
Solomon's breath caught. The laboratory. He knew this place, didn't he? Fragments
now
of
the
memory
good part
collided
is,
like
like
shards
here,
of broken glass in his mind,
it
cutting
blended
deep as he
into
struggled to
the
piece them
stable
together.
diffusion neural frames.
The
and
man's
it's
face as
now
he
also
removed his
rendering
cloak.
off all the train
Why did
models,
it seem so familiar?
images I put in that
Questions piled
custom
upon
model.
questions.
So it's rendering right off
Each
that.
answer slipping away like.
So this is kind of like why I actually like Ideogram, because it just. And yeah, this right here. So remember this image I showed you?
Oh yeah, that one
Yeah.
freaked me out. I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, so this is basically a whole 37-minute video, and all the images in this one are completely Ideogram. And from after this, everything is going to be Ideogram basically.
That's awesome. Yeah, dude, and like you should give him your YouTube, the link to your YouTube also, so that they can see all these crazy alien movies you made, and all his Lovecraft too.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy the cosmic horror, and H.P. Lovecraft been like is phenomenal. I know a lot of
Broke
the old school
inside
people
him.
probably have read them, but yeah.
I can't wait to see what you do with 2.0.
I know.
I'll be honest, I'm anything. It's the way I'm very excited, to be honest, like because some of the stuff I was showing her I made like with even 1.0, it's a little gory, but because I do a lot of the alien stuff and everything, and it just blew my mind how good they came out. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about using Ideogram.
Yeah, the prompt adherence is really good.
Oh, that's basically what's been blowing my mind about it. So yeah.
And so take us along for the ride. Like what's your basic, I guess, like how do you start with a story? Let's give everybody kind of like an idea so maybe they can create their own little tiny movies, right now. How would we start with this?
Well, basically you want to have like how long the movie is going to be. Well, usually you don't kind of figure that out right away. It's usually if you I mean everybody has a different aspect of what kind of a short or whatever video they're trying to make, and I would say the first thing is you write 3 lines out: beginning, the middle, and the end, in a rough
Hmm.
overall way what the story is going to be, and then you fill in between as you go. And that is my process. I write the beginning, just a small description. I do a shorthand just to kind of place all the markers, and sometimes I'll even make little stick man and for characters, just because I'm just like brainstorming. You really don't
Right,
need
right.
really some artwork there. And then I'll usually sit down with a GPT or a Claude, and then I will kind of dictate my story and let it write it out, and then I'm putting it in my doc file and looking through it and then readjusting the story. It takes me a good 3 to 4 weeks to come out with a good story. So you'll see
Right.
like my videos don't come out like any other YouTuber, like every day something I'm putting it. No, they're
No,
big
definitely not.
gaps. Then I go into producing it because I do the sound and the music and everything myself. So it's a complete one man job for all of that. But for shorter stuff, it's a lot faster. Um, and but now, I mean, this is basically my passion. It's not like I make money off of it. I mean, but it's just one of my things I really wanted to do. I guess when I was younger. So, so AI came along and kind of helped me in that aspect.
Yeah, he works at a power plant
Yeah,
for like 30
yeah.
years.
I'm a mechanical engineer, so
Yeah. Which I thought was so weird. I'm like, are you serious? You're not an artist? Wait, what? You're mechanical? How did you become an? And tell us how you became an artist, because it was actually kind of like interesting. It was like COVID, right?
well, no, it was I think right after COVID. It,
Right.
that's when because being on Discord, and I used to play a lot of space games. So people started talking about AI, and they were using some of the GPT features inside the games. So that's how I kind of started looking into what is all this. And when I saw the generative side, I really the first thing I was like, okay, I'm gonna make alien films. Yeah, so it I guess it was just a childhood fantasy. I always wanted to do it. So
Right. Yeah, I think that's how we all came into generative AI, because we all had, I guess, like ideas or dreams or movie scripts in our heads, and we all wanted to make something that we had thought of. It's just a matter of more like, how can I get this AI to know what I'm thinking, exactly how I'm thinking it, or better, right?
yeah,
So
it's a
yeah, and
process of
so
learning. If you actually go through my earlier stuff, and you'll see I was using Kyber, I was using different platforms, and it kind of every time I saw something that I could use and better whatever I was making, I used it. And baseline for anything that is motion video or video rendering, you always need images. Images are the main things that create content. So
right, what
and
drives.
yeah, and the cool thing about neuroframes is the custom models. It's just I don't even know like it how it happened with neuroframes, because there is no other platform like it for video generation. It is like literally gives you full control in your outputs.
Yeah, and so with the ideogram and neural frames, I mean, you have quite a power packed, combination there that you can make exactly what you want. And I
Yeah,
mean, it shows.
I
So neural frames and his social media, I think he posted it before,
it's also
as
in
well
my
as his
profile.
ideogram. Hmm.
I see Rachel asked what platform is being discussed. So Saint is talking about how he uses Ideogram to make images that he then uses to create videos out of. So he makes a lot of cool videos, and he always starts every shot that you see with an image made with AI, for which he now only uses Ideogram
Right.
anymore. And the animation thing, I think he said he does in neural frames. Yes.
But he also uses Kling and Luma. Well, we both agree that Luma is dropping off, and
Mm.
Kling is the new Luma. So
So
And
yeah, go ahead.
why is neural frames better than Luma and all these other ones then, according to you?
I can literally answer that question by just opening this window right here and showing it to you, the user interface it has. So everybody here has used an image generator, right? So here's
mhm.
your prompt box right here, and
Mhm.
these are the custom fine-tuned models, and then this is all the models I have made myself.
Wow.
On
So
the platform.
on the
Okay.
platform, these are all my custom trained models. And so what this is your timeline. It's a real-time video generator. So when I play this, you'll see, and when I generate, it's going to generate from transition from prompt box to prompt box. All right, just like so. It's basically making images real fast in real time. Like you see these frames, these are all 61 images moving to the next. It's
Mhm.
just making images real fast. That's basically what it's doing. It's a real fast image generator on the cloud, pumped by real beefy hardware, and and then you have your camera controls right here. You literally can move your frame how you want. So you're basically now start generating 3D territory here into an image. So yeah, this is basically what makes it so versatile and controlled, because you can pause, go back on your timeline, re-render and change
Mhm.
if you didn't like something you made. It's a complete control mechanism on your generation as a video. And
Amazing.
yeah, it is incredible. So that is why, like, there is actually no equal to it, and that's the only reason I use this.
Okay, forgive me. Let me quickly repeat. So, Rachel, um, this is someone that Muse met through Project Odyssey, and he makes a lot of films. And he was making his films with other. He always makes his films with AI generated images, still images that he created himself. And he didn't know Ideogram, but now that he has seen Ideogram, he says it's the only platform he's still using from now on. And so he has generated a lot of cool images on Ideogram, and he is training models on a website called Neural Link or no Neural
Frames. No
Frames.
frames.
Yeah,
It's not Elon Musk.
yes. He's
Yeah.
sorry. He's training his own models, which you can do on this website called Neural Frames. And for those, he uses the ideogram images, and then he turns it into a movie. And he also shared his YouTube channel on which he's promoting his videos. That's it in a nutshell.
So any video you see on my channel, which is within the 5 days of being uploaded, is made with Ideogram.
Right. So the last few videos that he has made on his channel, they were all from Ideogram and Neural Frames. Neural Frames is not free. Recording it too.
Yeah, so
Right on.
I can show Nikolai because the thing is like the thing between Neuroframes and Ideogram is like a perfect match. I'm not gonna lie
That's what I
because
was telling MNO too.
it's a video generator and video generator needs images.
Exactly. No, no, I've been telling the same thing to MNO. I'm like, man, we gotta link up with these people. It would be awesome.
And
And so show us
yeah.
you wanna show us another little movie of yours or no? Like maybe something a little bit
Well,
shorter?
I'd rather like see if like anybody else is kind of curious about anything
Oh,
or
yeah. Or do you guys have any questions? How about
Shell. So that it is and it is not because Nikolai kind of completely built the back end, but he does mention Deforum on his website that was his inspiration. I mean, he completely created a code to apply all these control features, which even Deforum it has not been able to put in Comfy UI. I use Comfy UI, so yeah, it's it is one of a kind. And it literally, yeah, even Kyber and Plasma Punk really couldn't pull it off. They got close, but they're still in the Comfy UI territory.
Yep. What are you confused about, Redman? Comfy UI?
Can I
Comfy UI
see,
is SD.
Saint? Can I see some of the images that you have generated to use in your movies? What kind of prompts you have made?
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah. So
did you ask
okay.
for 3D or
So let's see, like this one right here, especially.
yes?
Actually, the portal one. So this is my prompt, and then the magic prompt took over, and so I told Muse one more thing. I by default, the auto is kind of on for the prompt, magic prompt. So I didn't mess up because I was just literally just making the images, and I was like, wow, what's going on? Like I'm looking at it, so I wasn't paying attention to any other settings because I was just getting what I haven't seen before. So the settings at
Mm-hmm.
that point did not even occur that there's more control. Get so you'll see more here, and the amount of information it can actually handle that is very interesting also because
Yeah.
yeah, like this is a beefy prompt right here. It's a pretty beefy
Yes.
prompt, and
Very.
for it to take all of this and like give me like this is incredible. I mean, all of these images were equally like I can use any one of them. I really was also having a hard time to choose which one. I mean, they were all good because the way they're showing that dimensional rift between the two scenes I
Mm-hmm.
had was just like for me this is like eye candy because I'm looking at it through like how it's gonna animate. Get it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's basically how I'm looking at it, and I was like, okay, this was kind of like my main. I like the rock opening, and I think the follow one was here. Yeah. So you saw this scene, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And this one. So this one right here, right away, I was like, okay, this is because the story I had was something like this device on his hand. And I was like, that's it right there. So I picked that
But
one.
I also noticed that the images that you used for the shots, which are following each other, the images are generally the same style, which is important if you want to
Right.
do a movie or a
Right.
comic or
Right.
whatever. How
Exactly.
did you how did you go about that?
So, so other thing I picked up on real fast was my wording.
Mm-hmm.
If it was consistently using the same words for describing my character,
Yeah.
the ideogram model was generating within character consistency, which is the one thing you cannot do on any platform. you like just by using words, because
Hmm.
in Midjourney you have to use character referencing and style referencing. I mean,
Hmm.
you've got to slap it on it so many times that so it doesn't forget. But
Right.
here, I literally didn't need to do that, and that just blew my mind.
I am quite surprised actually because we've been trying to get character consistency for, comics, for example, right?
So
No,
And
but I always had character consistency with the exactly that. The shirt, the shorts, the hair,
yeah,
the not
but
the
we
face.
couldn't
But
we couldn't get enough character consistency for, let's say, a comic or in this case a movie, but you have achieved this for the most part.
yeah, and that would be because like I have always paid attention to the nuances with the
Hmm.
AI, how it behaves. Like it's like you started looking at symptoms where it changes, and then you try to reverse where to take that piece out, which made it go on the wrong direction. So I look for very, very, very small things in uh, during image generations and everything, which is throwing the AI off, and it's just becomes like one of your things you look for, because character consistency is very hard overall. Like, so I just came into civilization, let's just put it that way, from what I've been dealing with. And so just making sure what's working was a lot easier because I've had to fight the AI a lot more. Like, I was just wrestling bears, and now I don't have to.
So, as a non-native speaker myself, you're saying on Ideogram it's been easier to get your character
You're right. That's
consistency
exactly right.
and
Yep.
and your style and image
Yeah.
consistency. Okay, and you achieve this by giving a lot of description that is similar throughout your
Yeah.
images.
So the majority of the wording, you want to keep very close to it overall. Then you'll see very little change, and that is also a good way to kind of see what's changing what.
Hmm.
And then you can kind of go through what you've got there. I usually use like the word pad and kind of put my prompt there, and I'm kind of like just looking back and forth from the original and what I'm changing that way to kind of keep my sanity in one place, because it
Okay.
becomes and so because when you're doing a lot of images and a lot of prompts, so I start making little tabs with a notepad and put the original ones in there, and as I change through the prompt box to get what I do, and I can kind of check back where I started from.
oh, that's really interesting. Right, right, right. Yeah. And then just keep moving
Yeah,
on from there. Yeah.
like these were like, I mean, like look at this.
Wow. That's amazing.
So
That is so
Hmm.
cool.
this is a very important scene in my story because like it's kind of focused upon, and when I got these four images, it was like literally what was in my mind in my story, like what should happen for it to actually make it became
Wow.
an awe thing. Yeah. I mean, I don't even want to show you what Midjourney made, so forget about that. Yeah, I mean, it
So
made
he
something.
comes
It
to
it, it made something relative, but this is like just expletive. It just shows it. There's no question. Nobody can start thinking, okay, what is that? What's happening? It's a very clear shot.
right.
I think MNO will be very happy to hear these things. It's a pity he's not here.
I
Um,
know.
yeah, he's probably very busy with 2.0.
I mean, this
Um,
right here also, the hologram, like display
yeah,
coming
it
up.
looks really cool.
Yeah, so yeah,
Oh,
this, yeah, no, it is definitely whatever he's actually done for this engine as where
mm,
it's the driving force for the detail, because images and detail are very synonymous. I mean, that's what it is basically. I mean, then you have like you want to keep fighting the AI till you just randomly kind of get an image what you were thinking. In this day and age, to have such specific generation is incredible.
Yes, what we had been saying that normal people who just don't really care, who don't have like a specific vision in their minds, yeah, they can go to Mid Journey and throw in whatever word is what you said, throw in whatever word, and it'll give you something pretty. But when you really need something that's
So
exactly what you want,
I was telling Muse the same thing. Like neural
yeah,
frames and Ideogram are actually catered toward real AI artists. Like this stuff, like when you actually go through making stuff with AI, you reach a point where basically this is what you're looking for right here.
right.
Because to you're not just making stuff for fun, you're actually making stuff which is different, it's unique. And like just like this fighting style right here, I mean, I couldn't make it this clean in Midjourney. There was just no. It's like this is so clean. You know,
And by clean, you mean that it has no
like
artifacts, no
well,
artifact.
if you just look at
Uh,
the image itself, you can see it's a battle. You know, she's engaging, right? And there, everything that's detailed in the image is very cleanly done. There's like no, you don't see any fragments of other things back in there. It's a very clean background. The characters are
right, there's no like
prominent.
hippopotamus in the back. Right, I got
The
you.
characters are very prominent. It's a very clean image, and look at the amount of detail I had here.
Right.
I can already tell you the images in 2.0, they can go very realistic, and they tend to be more dynamic, because in 1.0 you usually have this like a side view of things or a
Right.
front view of things, and a lot of images in 2.0 are more dynamic, like where you get it from a certain angle, more 45 degrees or something instead of 0 and
I
90
gotcha.
degrees, you know.
Yeah, you
Which
could prompt for more specificity.
Yes, and there's a lot of realism to be found too.
I mean, if it's more than what I've already seen, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't tried your style specifically, but as a beta tester, but it tends to give you a lot of what you want, and very dynamic, very cool. I'm a fan of history as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked for Assassin's Creed images
Uh huh.
and Roman Empire images, and they were so dynamic, like they could have come out of a video game or a movie,
Oh wow.
and yeah, and
No, that's
realistic and whatever. I loved it.
no. I'm all for that. That's basically just real eye candy there. What you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're going to be really happy with 2.0.
Looking forward to it.
Well, we have 15 minutes left, guys. Are there more questions? Or is there anything specific anyone wants to see? I just put the link to his Space Logic is his name on
So
Ideogram.
okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
And it's also
I,
his name on YouTube.
I just put the link to his Ideogram page again for anyone who wants to go look at the prompts to figure out how he gets the consistency, or figure out anything else, so you can go and look for yourself. Are there more questions? Audio, okay.
Wow. Yeah, no, there's audio. Any other questions? Correct.
I guess not.
It's really quiet today. Like you have everybody like in a trance. Why don't you show us one of your like maybe like 5 or 10 minute movies? I think everybody wants to see like like the thing all
So
together.
so I'll actually link it in the chat box, and that is basically the culmination of my art style, the best of my best work, and it was story 10 years ago. Me and my coworker, we're in the power plant. We're sitting, we're bored, we like sci-fi. We're like, hey, why don't we start writing a story? So we did. And he passed away during COVID. And when the AI stuff came, I had 5 arcs of the story, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try and visualize this. So I've done the first arc, and it took me about a good 8 months to do that, because that was a lot of work and a lot of detail. So I'll just link that in the chat, and people can check that out. That is basically a well-written story between me and him.
Right on.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the first arc of the story, and yeah,
Somnium.
you can.
How long is it? Let's see. It's 40 minutes. Is there anything you can show us right now, like a 5-minute video
Yeah,
that you
I
made?
actually can. It's something I just recently made with. This is all also Ideogram, so you can see here.
Okay, cool.
These are Ideogram images, and these are like saved on my private. So, but they're all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
and so you can
to a
see
realm
I've
where
used like lip
imagination
sync
knows no bounds and
from
innovation
Runway
is the very
to add the
fabric of
dialogue.
reality. Today, we
for her
invite
to
you to
kinda
witness
speak.
the mechanics
So,
and original works that
but the
space
render
logic
I
is
made
always
in
striving
neural
for.
frames to get
A
that
fusion
realism.
of the past, the present, and the future, woven together in ways only dreams dare to tread. So,
And something
tread
I really
carefully,
want to show you,
darling,
because we
this
were talking
path
about the
is
5-minute
crawling
thing, and
with
this
xenomorph
is
aliens.
especially, I was showing her like all these images. I made like the action ones, and so this is basically showcasing why I also like Ideogram, because I need these action shots to create these animations. So I'm just gonna forward it to the point where she starts fighting. Yeah, right here.
Is this one ideogram image that you animate? Multiple. So you're having it blend from one image to another.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Got it.
And this is also
AI is for animated intelligence.
Sorry, can you play that a moment?
Oh yeah, sure.
The mask?
Right. I am asking you. Hello?
This is an ideogram image,
Yep.
and it's animated with.
So is Runway's lip sync.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can take a static image or a video and use it in Runway's lip sync
Okay.
with audio dialogue and have it imprinted. So yeah, this is basically also completely made with Ideogram images, and it actually spans across like 3 different models. So the cool thing with NeuroFrames recently is, in one render, when you're making it, you can now access all your custom models or any models in the same render. You couldn't do that before. So you can pull up. Yeah, that kind of gives more. Like if you have multiple characters, you can have same scenes, like just pulling scenes and create one whole render. You don't have to create like small different renders.
A totally different question. So you say you're a big sci-fi fan. Of what? I mean, Alien.
So,
I know.
Yeah. Right here.
I get that, but what else?
So cosmic horror, Lovecraft, you know, and
Mhm.
my original series White, which is a sci-fi fantasy novel, and so between these three, I kind of that's basically where I'm at. And sometimes I'll have some other sci-fi horror, you know, I'll have it there, but that's very little. I'm usually like more either making stuff on aliens, xenomorphs, or Lovecraft, and Lovecraft stuff out there, like actually
Mhm.
animated, and the stories are just really interesting. I love doing Lovecraft stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
so
totally want to help
this
you. If
one
you ever
right
do the color
here
out of space,
was picked
I
up
want to
pretty
do that.
good. Like, so I had this a user John Graber, I think he's Swedish, and he actually contacted me because I had posted like if somebody wants to have their story visualized, and I would love to do it. So he collabed with me, so I made this based on a story.
And that's all ideogram too, right?
No, this is prior. Now, had I used Ideogram, this would have
Oh,
been
that's
10
right. That's
times better.
right.
Yeah. So Ideogram is
Right.
right here. This is the second one, the Alithia or Conrad Furgeist. So he also contacted me, and I said, hey, I already am working on that one. So once I'm done with that, I will do yours. And so this one, I use complete Ideogram images.
So like writers are literally contacting you. That's
Well,
pretty awesome.
they don't have to pay, you know, anybody to visualize their story, and you know they're not losing anything because I'm using
Right.
their narrative. I mean, it's the story is just like read over the scenes.
Right, right. That's so cool.
Yeah, and this one's already close to that, but this one really the story was really good too. I really liked it myself too, and this one's really good too. It's more
Yeah,
like
that was a really good
a little
story.
more cyberpunk-ish, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is
So
basically why I, you know, like using Ideogram.
right on. Well, thank you for coming. Do you guys have any other questions? Any final questions for Saint?
I see like
Um,
what are the best software to convert images to videos. I mean, there's I would be honest, like I would actually have if you want, you can try Kyber. I will actually I will give Muse the list, and you know she can post if you want to go through those videos. And those are the only ones I would recommend. The others you really don't want to waste your money or time on. But you've got to be like if you want motion AI, you already know like Runway, Kling, those they're best at what they do. Luma, but if you want stable diffusion generators, there's only a few, and among the few, there's even just one that actually does what it's it's meant to do. So yeah, I think more people are like flocking towards the motion AI. I don't mind motion AI. I just like the animation style of doing stuff. It's just there's more art in there, and I have more flexibility where the motion AI is it's just kind of like random. I have not much control on it.
Yeah,
where did you?
we had spoken about that. There's two different styles of video. There's that kind
Right.
of style, the Luma style, and there's this kind of style. You know, one's more animation, the other one's more realistic. Go ahead, Björn.
Oh, I just wanted to ask, where did your name come from, Space Logic? I like the logo.
So I love the DeLorean. It's
Hmm.
Back to the Future. You know,
Hmm.
80s. You've been that kid. Back to the Future was the thing. Plus, my neighbor here in Florida has one, so I was very lucky to have
Wow.
him. Yeah, he lets me wash the car, and I can touch it. you know,
No
I
way, he's got a
no, I
DeLorean.
honestly went to him. I said, "Hey, Mister Hank, I will wash this car if you would." He's like, "Go ahead." That's the time I spend with my DeLorean when I'm washing it.
That's so crazy.
And the name Space Logic?
So space logic, I was like, I had this logic in my head, and I was like, and I like space sci-fi, so I was like, okay,
Hmm.
space logic, right? Kind of goes together, and just went with it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's more
And
Right
and
on.
and
geared
and you have
towards
a flying DeLorean. Okay,
right,
gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, there's animation. MK is asking, saying that yeah, there's like the Luma, and then there's like the smoothie. He's calling it smoothie type. I call it more like animation and realistic.
You
So there's
so Neuroframes does use the stable diffusion model, but it uses it in the most effective way. Even the creators didn't know what was possible, because you'll probably see this later on, probably after 10, 20 years. Nikolai Klemke, I mean, he's a freaking rock star. The guy's a prodigy. He's a single man who runs that whole platform. It's not even a corporation. And there's only two more employees. There's a community manager, and there's Liz, who just answers your support tickets. But the back end engineer, the front end engineer, the coder is Nikolai himself. It's just three
that's so
people.
crazy. Yeah. And so basically, like what he's been saying is just that that him using Ideogram and training his models on this
Yeah.
platform, neural
So
frames,
Red, like,
gotten amazing results.
it is completely controlled to the T. You can slow it, fast it, any way you want it. It even has music modulation, like stems. You can separate them out and use the stems to modulate your render. It's literally, you'll see some of the music videos I have on mine and how well it responds to it.
Yeah, like that drum and bass song that you showed me. Yeah. So yeah, guys, so check him out, on YouTube, on Ideogram, he'll be on the Discord now. Um, Basically, we're always on Discord. He's always sending me messages about stuff. We're gonna start doing a podcast together. Uh, so yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he's an
so
amazing
I think
human and
between me
very
and
cool.
Muse, like, this was one of the aspects. I've just made so many stuff, and I was like, all right, it's probably time to kind of show actually what goes behind the work. So if anybody else, and this kind of came to me after going through Project Odyssey, after seeing like so many artists, and the stuff they had in there was incredible, and much respect. And like, a lot of people are making stuff like this, so I was like, all right, whoever needs to, is interested, we can at least show them how we do it.
Right. So yeah. All right. So thank you so much, Saint, for coming, and we've
Thank
had
you.
an
And
amazing
again, i'm
time.
just i'm just a normal guy. Like, she really put me up there. My god, like, I'm just a normal guy who likes making aliens.
Hey, get out of here! Don't be so modest. You're really cool. But so thank you guys. Thank you everybody for coming. And if you have any other questions, I guess you know where to find us. And we will be posting the videos and everything else in the Creativity Hub like we always do. And it will be also posted on his YouTube and my YouTube, where both of us are recording right now. And so yeah, so basically, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Saint.
Thundercats ho.
All right, guys.
Yeah, that Shitara is such a Thundercats.
Oh, she's my favorite too. No lie.
God, you
She's
guys
such
are
a
such nerds.
Thundercats hole. Sorry. Okay, bye everyone. Thanks for
Bye.
coming.
Bye.